Hello, hello, how's it going? Welcome to, oh shoot, where's my display capture? There it is. Did it work? Is it broken? What? Wait, why didn't that work? There we go. Oh, this is already a disaster. This is our Kingdom Hearts tier list. So I have a couple tiers that we're going to go through. Depending on how far we get through, all of it. I have a Kingdom Hearts game tier list. What else do I have? I forgot. I think I have a character tier list. So that one will probably take us a while. I have a Keyblade tier list. That one will be fun. And then if we get through all that, I have a Super Boss tier list and a World tier list. I don't think we'll get to those. Time for me to get on to my horrible takes, probably. Should we go like chronologically, maybe? So we'll start with Kingdom Hearts 1, right? I don't know how like detailed I want to be. Like, do I actually like want to go into this and like legitimately like rate all the games? I don't know. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1, I've actually been finding like a newfound passion for it. I've been watching a lot of Novion. I don't know if you guys know him. But just the amount of detail, the detail's really good. The combat is, it's not lacking, I would say. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It's not lacking, but compared to later titles, it can feel a little clunky or weighty. The story's really good. Level design is good. I like that each of the worlds has like hidden details. Like in Traverse Town, you can hit the clock in the room where you meet Leon and Yuffie, and that'll spawn its own chest. Stuff like that. It's really cool. So yeah, it's definitely like, it's good. I don't know if I would put it in S tier, but it's definitely like either A or S, right? Trying to think. Bosses have really cool details too. Like Darkseid, you can crawl up its arm and get like what is it called? PP for like doing finishes on his head. You know what? No, S tier. It's good. It's real good. Chain of Memories. Okay, so I like the card system for a little bit, right? Like, I like the idea of it. I think by the end of Sora's run, though, I'm already tired of it. So I feel like I don't think it'll go higher than a B for me. I'm trying to think of, like, ranking it next to everything else. Because I do like the card system. I feel, though, that the card system gets in the way of actually learning attacks, because it's all about breaking cards, right? So I want to say it's either a B or a C for me, because I do enjoy it, but I get tired of it really quickly. Story's really interesting. Yeah, right, Keynote, like you have to, because it's all based on RNG, so it takes a while. It can take a while, and you can get stuck very easily. I'll probably put it C tier. Yeah, I'll probably D tier because you don't like it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go C tier. Okay, next up, Kingdom Hearts 2. Obviously, like, I feel like that's S tier. That's like easy S tier. But I do want to talk about why it's S tier. Great combat. But not just great combat, but there's a lot of tightness to the combat, right? Like, when you die to something in Kingdom Hearts 2, like, you know why you died. And there were many times where, like, I knew something was coming and I was able to, like, barely get off an attack. And so, like, that always felt really good of, like, getting a reflect off or a guard off right before I got hit. Dry forms, obviously, bringing in 2 Keyblades, really cool. I feel like dry forms were not the best that it could be because the drive gauge was a deterrent, at least for me, in terms of actually using dry forms. Because it felt like a resource, and I didn't know that it would build up so quickly. So when I was playing as a younger kid, like I always never used dry forms because I didn't want to lose it. But yeah, so my only like detractions to Kingdom Hearts 2 are dry forms being a resource that felt like, especially like in the beginning stages of dry forms where you only had 3 bars. It was really a deterrent for experimenting with those because you didn't know how they worked. because I don't think it ever actually goes into what levels them up unless you go into the status menu. Another deterrent is the level design, very like linear. Bosses were not great until Final Mix, I feel like. You only had, what, Sephiroth? And if you were high enough level, that wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I think it's but still S tier. Very good. 358 over 2 days. Okay, so this is another one where I'm like, I love the idea of days, which makes you want to put in an A or B tier. But I feel like it's C or D, which I feel awful about. But I feel like it's either... It could be a B. Okay, you know what though? If it's on the same level of Chain of Memories. Okay, so I think it's either a B or a C. I'm leaning more towards B. I like the idea of your Keyblades having different utility. And so choosing the Keyblade that's going to work for that mission is really cool. So you can have, you know, aerial-based Keyblades, more ground-focused Keyblades that break guards. And so I like the ideas that Days tried to bring in. The level up panel system is really cool because you can, you know, beef yourself up or, you know, create a challenge for yourself by pulling your levels away. I like the interactions for the Days. I like the organization members. I think it really made Cage 2 and Chain of Memories kind of more impactful because you did get to learn about all of those characters and what went into, you know, why they were placed at the places they were. And then obviously, like, learning about Shion and seeing the interactions between the Sea Salt trio is really good. So I think on story alone and character building, I think it pushes up to a B. Combat could be better. I feel like if you're just playing it to get through it, you're not really experimenting with the combat. Yeah, I think it's a B. If you put Days above Chain of Memories, I'm right. Oh, Days did have multiplayer too, which I never tried out, but there is that. Is Coded next? Or is Birth by Sleep next? I don't actually know. Let's go Recode. Okay, this one's definitely like... If it's Recoded, then Birth by Sleep is next. Okay, we'll do that then. Hey Shibuya, how you doing? Okay. This one, personally, for me, is either an A or B. Maybe even a C. Because the combat for Birth by Sleep is not... Okay. I think the combat for Birth by Sleep is good. I never, like, experimented with it, though. Like, I see, like, runs where people have, like, really good commands and can really, like, do a lot of cool stuff. The story, though, for Birth by Sleep is really good. I feel like the story... I don't know. I kind of switch in between B and A. Combat, it, like, really doesn't feel good for me. Yeah, but it evolves into getting good commands and spamming this. Exactly, yeah. But if you actually took the time to command meld and build out like an actual deck instead of just going for the best things, then I think it can be pretty fun. Especially when you can start like changing your dodge rolls and changing how you your movement abilities. And the story is really good. I think I don't know, A or B. I think I'm gonna leave Birth by Sleep at a B. Recoded. Okay, this is personal. I think, not personal, but this is a personal belief that I have, that I think Coded and Data Worlds are going to be incredibly important in the next series. And so I think the story is important in showing that it is, that Data Realms or Datascapes show what's supposed to happen, but because Sora is there, he like somehow is able to change history and how it's like in Destiny. But on a but actually looking at the story, like if that becomes true, then I think Coded story becomes even more interesting. But that's just an idea. It's not like, so if I'm just looking at the story, right, it's not like super great. The combat though is really, really good. I like the combat. Just because you could build up to those different, I think each Keyblade had a different finisher that you could build up to. And as you build up to it, there's like 3 levels. And you get different abilities added on as you build up through those levels, which I think is really cool. And it can also make you play strategically. So you're using commands, but you're also attacking in a way that you're not going to fill up your gauge too fast and use that finisher and lose your abilities. But the story is subpar. I think I'm going to put it at a C. And I do want to do some Keyblade breakdowns for that because I think that'd be fun. Yeah, the circuit system was really cool too because you can make up your own. Like you get to choose where you went and what abilities you would unlock as you go through, which is always really cool. Okay, Dream Union Cross is the next. I think it's Dream Jump Distance. Okay, I like the aesthetics and the music of Dream Jump Distance. The story's really confusing, but I think it's really good. I think I'm gonna put it in an A, because I think the movement systems are some of the best, even though like it takes away the verticality because you can spam it, which I think Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of fixed. The story's really fun. I like the idea of, I don't know, I really like young Xehanort as a character. And if Dream Jump Distance is not S tier, you quit. And the music, yeah, like playing through Melody of Memory, I've really grown fond of the music. I think it's A tier. Like the combat's nothing to write home about. Like base combat, again, commands I think are good. If you interact with your Dream Eaters, which I've never done. I've never platinum Dream Jump Distance, and I've never interacted enough with the mechanics fully. But I see something there. Union Cross. The story is probably one of the best stories, I think, in my opinion. If you haven't watched demos, like cutscene breakdowns, really great. Combat honestly was really fun at first. I don't know if you guys have played Union Cross, but like actually building up setups and having to work around cost gauges, like I thought it was really fun. But as it's gone on, I've kind of grown to hate it. So the power creep really like screwed up this game. So I'll probably put it at D tier. How do I stay engaged in Union Cross and Dark Road? I haven't touched it this semester. So I liked where the story was going. I think they just drew it out too much. And I think that's what really hurt it, was they drew it out too much, and they tried to like suck as much money from people as they could. And so the power creep was insane because they always had to beat the next thing to get people paying more and more, right? Story's really good, but the gacha mechanics are just terrible. Like I remember stories of like someone spending thousands of dollars to try to get Sephiroth when there were no mercy pulls. And so like just thousands of dollars just down the drain for a JPEG. 0.2, this was the new engine, looked really good. Aqua Story was something that we'd been looking forward to for a while, but it's super short. Like it's pretty much just a tech demo. I did like Aqua's floaty. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what much to say about 0.2. I mean, I loved exploring the Dark Realm. I think this is the only game we've had. I guess the end of Birth by Sleep, we got to explore a little bit of it. But uh-oh. I don't think I can play this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put 0.2 at A tier. You can dress up Aqua, and I really wish that would have came to Kingdom Hearts 3. Kate through with that remind. Either way, I actually really enjoyed. Has it always been? Hello, D tier. And you guys know I'm gonna put Kingdom Hearts 3 at S tier. Like I think that's one of the best blend of mechanics and story that we've seen in since maybe not even Kingdom Hearts 2. Like we took so many different mechanics from all the games and gave you options to play in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think Remind built on top of that, but I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was a very solid game. Form changes were innovative, made you actually use them instead of being tied to a resource bar, because that was my problem with Dream Drop Distance and Kingdom Hearts 2, was that your special forms were tied behind a resource, and so especially for Dream Drop Distance, it was hard for me to convince myself to use the forms because I didn't want to waste that resource, because there's always in the back of my mind like, oh, what if there's something that I have to use later on. Birth by Sleep tried to fix that, and I have this whole video that I want to do on like the progression from dry forms to form changes, but Birth by Sleep did a really good job in forcing you into a command style. But they didn't give you the option to trigger it. And so there were times in combat where you would, build up to a command style and then be kicked out of a combo, and you just be open. Like I remember a ton of times in the unknown fight that I'd shift into a command style and then die because I got locked into a combo. And so I think that progression from being forced into one to them trying to go back to turning into a resource, finally like building up to one, but also it still being a resource that you could trigger. And I think Birth by Sleep 0.2 in Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of found that healthy medium. But yeah, that's my tier list. I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think?